Episode number 110 of Business and Leadership Stories. Sachin Bandari from the Story Co. is my partner and comrade in arms. We come at you on the Mint YouTube channel and on 94.3 Radio 1 on the FM radio band every single Tuesday. The format is very, very simple. Sachin tells a small little tale, a nugget from either a very prized CEO's life, a business leader's life, or his own life. And we pick up valuable marketing and communication tips from those stories. What's up? What's up? How does episode 110 feel?
Episode 110 sounds good. So we are back now in the double digits, racing towards 200. That's how I see it.
Okay, we're all massive Coldplay fans. I, for one, couldn't get enough of them, even when they came to the DY Patil Stadium here in Mumbai. It was like I was walking on in the clouds, seeing Chris Martin and the boys perform. They have a camera which now has become a kiss cam, simply because it unearths sometimes very, very odd things, as much as it does unearth some really warm stuff most of the time. Now, for those of you living under a rock, Astronomer, the company's ex-CEO, and their HR head were caught in a very, very compromising position in an embrace at a Coldplay concert. Now, enough has been said about it, but suffices to say that they're both married to other people and they were caught. And Sachin, you want to talk about this? And then I'm very intrigued to know what lesson we can learn from this, apart from the fact that don't go to a concert and show PDA if you're cheating. Whoa.
That's right.
And we don't approve of cheating. Yeah.
That's true. That's right. No, that's not the message that I have. Of course, that is the message all of us need to have,
Yeah.
but that's not the point of the story that I'm going to narrate. So, Rishi, of course, everybody was talking about this a couple of months ago, right? Astronomer CEO, and I think people are getting a little too personal, talking about how his wife felt and the woman, and there was just so much going around. But I knew that, like every story, there's more than what meets the eye in this one as well. And that's when I stumbled upon this article in the Wall Street Journal by this journalist named Elias Light. And as soon as I read the headline, I knew that I had to read the entire story. It said Coldplay concerts were built for viral moments like these. So the interesting thing is, which is what the article revealed to me, that this started back in 2024 when they had this jumbotron for the first time in January 2024 in Singapore. And they started putting the spotlight back on the fans, because the band performs for long hours and it's always a good break in that. Of course, it cannot be called monotony when Coldplay is on the stage, but they do take these breaks and put the spotlight on fans. And Chris Martin is really known for being able to make light-hearted banter. So sometimes he'll ask couples to kiss each other. Sometimes he will congratulate someone on graduation or wish them happy birthday and all that. But the idea of doing this, apart from the fact that it gives fans a break and makes them feel more involved. And of course, we all know now we live in a generation where people want to be involved in a spectacle and don't just want to be an observer of that spectacle. However, the bigger motive behind this was how do you get free PR for the band and its shows, etc. So now we all know that candid is the thing, right? Like when you are able to catch candid moments like these, when people are probably whispering sweet nothing into each other's ears, or are in an embrace, or maybe celebrating something. Those kind of shots which get captured go really viral on Instagram and TikTok. That was the original idea. Now, it so happens that the astronomer ex-CEO and the HR head, were probably, married to other, not probably, were married to other people and were cheating, and that's how they got caught. And it did go viral, right? At the end of the day, the band has got a lot of visibility because of this particular incident. And Elias's article says, and I agree with him, that this was not the first time that this happened, because there have been other instances in the past which have gone viral, not to this level. Neither is it going to be the last. There will be other things, and I have a feeling, this is my own take, that jumbotrons or kiss cams or whatever you want to call them probably will become a regular feature for other band and other music concerts as well.
Such a story told, And now we're going to go excavating or digging. The communication or marketing tip for the day that we need to unearth from this. And, this is very important because the focus now shifts from Coldplay and the Kiss scam to actually the article that you read about it,
Right.
which really is the story behind the story, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. So one of the things that I always tell my clients and people who are a part of the Story Club, our community, is that if you want, if Elias had written one more article about the personal story or the personal side of things of the astronomer CEO or the ex HR head, uh, people wouldn't really. I mean, I'm for one wouldn't have stopped and read the entire article. But he decided to take a different spin, a different angle, and investigate the cause behind the incident. Right? While the incident, the focus was on the extramarital affair between these two people, but he chose to go beyond that and figure out why exactly were they caught. And therein, he was able to unearth the story of the entire strategy that the band has adopted of using jumbotrons in their concerts. So even whether you are a leader, whether you are a startup founder, or even a professional for that matter, it's always interesting if you can go beyond or behind the story that everyone is narrating and figure out if there's something new, some other insight that you can share with people, because that is what will get you respect and engagement from your audiences. Those could be investors, those could be your bosses, could be your team members, etc. But that's something that all of us need to keep in mind. Go beyond the ordinary and ask more questions, follow our curiosity.
All right. And really, Sachin Bandari's story club and his story co. The right way is to go about this, which is unearthing stories under stories. So you guys meet on Saturday, don't you? Is that the
That's
day of the
right.
week? How can
That
how
is
can
right.
anybody reach you, and how can people join these wonderful clubs of yours?
It's fairly simple, Rishi. People can look me up on Instagram now. I'm at storyclub.in, storyclub.in, and there's a link in my bio which will lead you to the link to register for the next Story Club meeting. The first online meeting is free for all visitors, and then they can decide to become members. You can do the same thing on LinkedIn as well. If you go to my profile, which is Sachin Bhandari, Sachin is easy. Bhandari is Bhandary. And on both of these platforms, you can also feel free to message me, DM me, and I'll be happy to help with whatever details you need.
And I'm going to see you next week, my friend. You take care of yourself. Bye bye.
Look forward, Rishi.
One world, your station.